item number 14, AB 2599.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and colleagues. I'm proud to present AB 2599, a bill focused on corporate transparency and accountability. For centuries, private corporations across the country benefited from chattel slavery. They benefited from the economic wealth transfer of free labor. They wrote loans using slaves as collateral. They insured those loans and underwrote them with the same slave labor. But a lot of these stories have been erased and purposely hidden from the public. The Truth and Disclosure Act requires that any company with an annual worldwide gross receipts of over $100 million to verify and search its records for any transactions related to wealth gained during chattel slavery and report that wealth to the state to be held in a public digital archive. This bill is simply about truth. It's simply about disclosure. It's so that we have an understanding of how our public investments might still be going to corporations that have benefited from some of the darkest moments in world history and the darkest moments in our country's history. With me to testify are Pastor Michael McBride of Live Free and Don Tamaki, former Reparations Task Force member.
Pastor, the floor is yours.
Well, good afternoon. It is a gift to be here and very grateful for this opportunity to speak on this very important issue. As stated, my name is Michael McBride. I'm pastor of the Way Christian Center and executive of Live Free, the largest faith-based network committing to ending mass incarceration and gun violence in our communities. We are also a founding and proud member of ART, the Alliance for Reparations, Reconciliation, and Truth. This bill, AB 2599, is a powerful and necessary moral declaration of transparency, accountability, and truth-telling. In essence, it will require corporations to disclose their historical financial benefits that derive from chattel slavery and human trafficking. And just as importantly, it will go on record to make a commitment to never engage in such practices again. Archbishop Desmond Tutu, a very exemplary moral leader, views reparations as a moral imperative and essential component of healing historical trauma. This historical trauma that needs to continue the healing process in our country will be moved forward in the state of California with the passage of the Truth and Disclosure Act. For how can we heal what we won't acknowledge? How can we repair what we won't be accountable for? The Truth and Disclosure Act is a commitment to placing truth as the foundation of repair, to ensure that we protect the future by promising publicly, and also, as I was taught as a young person, we can respect people's commitments, but we must verify them with some John Hancocks on a piece of paper that can withstand some legal scrutiny. Somebody say amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen.
So we do believe that corporate responsibility is not a partisan issue. It is a commitment for all of us to remain.
Pastor, at the risk of my own salvation, I'm going to have to ask you to wrap up.
Yes, I was wrapping up.
All right.
It's a commitment to remain transparent, grounded in truth and accountability. For salvation.
You urge and I vote. I got it. Okay.
Amen.
Next vote. Other witnesses in support of AB 2599.
Chair Umberg, members of the committee, it's always challenging to follow Pastor Mike. Very powerful spokesman. My name is Don Tamaki. Recall that on May 25, 2020, the murder of George Floyd was captured in 9 minutes and 29 seconds of excruciating video. 4 months later, the California Reparations Task Force was signed into existence. I served as one of 9 members of the task force and here in behalf of the Alliance for Reparations, Reconciliation, and Truth, the statewide multiracial coalition urging the legislature to implement the task force's 115 recommendations. After 2 years of intense work, in June of 2023, the task force presented its groundbreaking, authoritative 1,100-page final report, consolidating 27 hearing days, 48 hours of testimony, and drawing a through line from 246 years of slavery, another 100 years of Jim Crow exclusion, and decades more of discrimination for most of the 20th century, resulting in today's huge racial disparities from health to wealth. While California entered the Union in 1850 as a non-slave state, enslavers entered California bringing their human property with them, more than 1,500 people. California's non-slave constitution meant little since it was not a crime to keep Black Californians in bondage. Worse, fugitive slave laws were enacted, allowing Black people to be chased down and deported back to the South, even though they'd been living in the free state of California. In creating the task force, the legislature understood the importance of unmasking state-sanctioned harm. It is likewise important to the public and for posterity that there be truth-telling of the profits reaped by some corporations from the forced labor of trafficked African peoples and their American descendants
So I'm
who
going
were
to
bought
ask you
and
to wrap
sold
up
as
also.
commodities. So few of these corporations are known. We should know the names of all of them. We speak in behalf of AB 2599.
Thank you. All right, others in support of AB 2599, please queue up, give us your name and your affiliation and your position on the bill.
Hi, my name is Kim Robinson. I'm with Black Women for Wellness Action Project, and we are in strong support of this bill.
Thank you.
Hello, Sam Wilkinson with In Child Poverty in California and strong support. Thank you.
Lene Norwood with the Alliance for Reparations, Reconciliation, and Truth and the California Black Power Network and the IE Black Women's Collective in strong support for this bill.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Ruth Sosa Martinez on behalf of Power CA Action and strong support.
Thank you.
Aaron Chamron on behalf of Black Caucus.
Thank you.
Kristen Nimmers on behalf of the California Black Power Network and Catalyst California and strong support.
Thank you.
Carol Moon Goldberg with the League of Women Voters in support.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Chair, members, and staff. Bryan with Black California Facility and Education, also member of ARC.
Thank you. Anyone else in support of AB 2599? Now's the time to come forward. Seeing no one else coming forward, if you're opposed to AB 2599, now's the time to come forward.
Foundation of California. I just have a question for the author.
Oh, ma'am, I'm sorry. Are you in support? If you're in
No, I'm in opposition, sir.
all right, go ahead and give us your name, and then if you're a primary witness in opposition, you have 2 minutes.
My name is Rochelle Connor. I am past president of the Frederick Douglass Foundation of California. I have a question, and that question is, does this transparency bill include any corporation owned by Black people who enslaved Black people, going back to the very first slave by Andrew Johnson, who was a Black man? I just want to know if this bill includes transparency of any Black-owned corporations that enslaved and enriched themselves profitably from the use of Black slaves. That's my question for the author.
All right, are you a support or opposed to the
I
bill?
am opposed, sir.
Opposed to the bill. All right. Thank you. Anyone else opposed to AB 2599, please come forward. Going once, going twice, seeing no one else coming forward, let's come back to committee. Questions by committee members? Yes, Senator Weber Pearson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Want to thank the author so much for bringing this bill forward. As chair of the California Legislative Black Caucus and Assemblymember Bryan as vice chair of the California Legislative Black Caucus, we have been working for years on various aspects of the Reparations Task Force report. I want to thank those who came out and spoke in support of the bill. I saw Don Tamaki here. I haven't seen him in about a year since we were working on the agency bill and the genealogy bill. This bill is extremely important because it acknowledges that many of the economic disparities facing Black Americans did not happen by accident, but also talks about the fact that many of the economic opportunities by major institutions did not also happen by accident, that those were a result of their participation in American chattel slavery. For example, the predecessors of J.P. Morgan Chase, Citibank, Bank of America, and Wells Fargo all participated in and Life Insurance, AIG, and Aetna all sold life insurances on enslaved individuals to mitigate the risk of their slave owners. And so as we look at these institutions that have been around for hundreds of years, they received their financial foundation off of the back of those that were enslaved. And so AB 2599 advances truth and accountability by requiring major corporations, regardless of who currently owns them now, or if they're owned by Black, white, Asian, or whoever, but to examine and disclose whether or not their predecessor entities profited from the enslavement of Black people, ensuring that this history is no longer hidden from public view, and the lasting impacts of the harms of their foundation on Black Americans is recognized and acknowledged. And so once again, I want to thank Assemblymember Bryan for bringing this forward. It is the only bill that the California Legislative Black Caucus has chosen as its priority bill for this legislative session, and respectfully ask for an aye vote and move the bill at the appropriate time.
All right, thank you. Senator Valderas, did you have your hand up? No? Oh, okay. Other questions or comments? Seeing no other, oh, I'm sorry, Senator Grasso.
Yes, thank the author and the caucus and all who've been involved in bringing this forward and moving it forward. I think it's important for all of us to continue to understand the history and the depth that slavery caused in not only Black Americans, but in all Americans. So I'm grateful for you moving this forward.
Ready? Senator Weber Pearson has moved the bill. Other questions or comments? Seeing none, would you like to close?
Absolutely. Well, I think the question that was asked to me is largely ridiculous. Any corporation with over 100 million in gross receipts, which would include Black corporations, which I hope there are many, or will someday be many with over 100 million in gross receipts, have to disclose their historic ties to chattel slavery. We've had a public accounting of the ways that our civic institutions have benefited from chattel slavery and reaped wealth through that process. And we've even had some cost estimates of what a true repair and accounting for that would be. We haven't had a full conversation about what the private sector's role in extracting that wealth, compounding that wealth, and continuing to pass that wealth through generations, what that looks like. This bill starts that conversation around truth and disclosure. I also want to thank the chair of the Legislative Black Caucus, my colleague, Senator Weber, for her remarks and her leadership on this effort. Respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you very much. All right, committee's support, please call the roll.
This is file item number 14, AB 2599. The motion is to pass to the Senate Public Safety Committee. Umberg?
Aye.
Umberg, aye. Nilo? Nilo, no. Allen? Ashby? Caballero? Durazo? Durazo, aye. Laird? Reyes? Stern? Valadares? Wahab? Wahab, aye. Weber Pearson? Weber Pearson, aye. Wiener?
Aye.
Wiener, aye. 5-1.
5-1, we'll put that on call. All right, thank you very much.